During our research in finance a few years back, we did documentations of JKR police barracks, the old housings for police constructed by the British. Yeah, so when we did documentation, we actually come up with some theories related with that those JKR police barracks among the best architecture designs that actually left out and then people are now demolish it. So when we did the documentation, it's simply one kid take up one chair and then pick up into these railings. It's very low railings and also it's very dangerous things. So that's why we got surprised with that. Another incident when you be looking at this city Zuzaimi case, I think it's a common in Malaysia. I have my 4 kids already. When I pick up them from schools, there's always an issues when kids are running around along with the bus, vans, and other vehicles. So we have cases when one small kid was hit by cars and being paralyzed. That become a very big issues, community issues. Who's supposed to bring up the architects' sense of communities on that. So we raise some basic questions. Why architects cannot distinguish between logic of high-rise, of housing, and office towers? I mean, in the office towers, you don't say hello to your neighbor, you don't open your windows, but in the housings, in the apartment, of course you say hello to your neighbor, you live there. In office tower, you didn't live there. You need to stay for like 8 to 5 every day. You didn't sleep and you didn't stay there. But the design itself, you're looking at how the design of the high-rise buildings for office.
Hello, Prof. I do really apologize for this. Okay. It seems we have bad connection.
Hello, can you hear my voice?
Yes, Prof, we can hear you. But the presentation slide is gone.
Okay, can you see it?
Still loading. It's blank. Now we can see it.
Okay. So we come up with the ideas of the housing where we don't need to have many crossings, and then basically a different way of doing things. Why it doesn't move? Okay, it's here. So we actually separated between ones with the vehicles and also people when they want to interact with each other. In Jakarta, when we proposing the ideas of housing, we basically separate drastically between the ones for the peoples and also for the cars. You can see here. Another issues that I would like to share with you is about these buildings. Yeah? This is Sunway Pyramids, one of the famous building in Malaysia. Yeah? If you know the pyramid itself, actually it brings a sacred symbols, yeah, for the Egyptian peoples. But in Malaysia, some architects was constructing it in the different way manners. You have Pharaoh using bicycles, using this sacred symbol, but using as a place for shoppings and actually enjoyment, which is for me is wrong, yeah, because you're using other people's religion, even though the Egyptian, the old Egyptian might not be complaining about it. This is another issue that I would like to bring up. We have a new types of development where we constructed our mosque using what we call as Arabo-Islamist centuries. Yeah? They refer to Middle East and Arab's language. Well, actually we have a very unique language of Islamic architectures or on mosques, especially design, when actually it's specifically designed for our regions. So of course you will have a problem with maintenance, you have a problem with architecture language, you'll have a problems with a lot of issues, yeah? When we talk about using this kind of language in the Malaysian context. Yeah? Of course in Indonesia also the same, the trade is Malaysian. So let's talk about architecture education, about it. Well, how the education itself create this kind of problems, yeah? In architectures. When we talk about the histories, the profession called architects, it starts with the builders. They come when the feudalism came, it become one who served the kings and the royal families. Of course, you have the Renaissance models when they topple down all these royal families. Now you have religion dominators where architecture serving the Gothics. If you read a classical books on architectures, yeah, it serves either to religion or it serves into the royals or rich people. Yeah. Of course, when the socialist games, architectures become other things. You have a Workburn and Socialist Manifesto, Art and Craft, Industrial Revolution. Of course, but the other one is that we have an architect in democratic societies. Your Frank Lloyd Wright is the one who born in the American societies. So he come up with the idea of democratic architectures, when architectures portrays as a thing. So I attach after this the committees can share with the audience. Yeah? I share his speech, yeah, on architecture's education on behalf of life. Yeah? I think that's the original transcripts, so we can see what the contents of what he's saying. Yeah? What is the present problem in architecture education? What is what we call a trade school mentalities? Yeah, when we talk about architecture school, we would like people to be working. Yeah? You learn to work. I think that's the idea. You prepare students to work in the industries, to serve the industries. And of course, you have problems with the mass conditioning, yeah, compared to the Enlightenment. Let's see what Frank Lloyd Wright is saying. What does university mean? Our state university is chiefly a trade school. Yeah, he said that we go down there for some specialized trainings. You can read the whole context of the talks. You are there to learn to make a living. True education is a matter of seeing in, not merely seeing at. So that was the idea of the true education based on Mr. Frank Lloyd Wright. For information, Mr. Frank Lloyd Wright received 7 doctorate degrees, yeah, and 1 master's, yeah, from what he has done. He never finished the degree by itself. But of course, you can compare our education, what he has before. Okay. Why? Because we have a finished product of students. Yeah. We want the student when they graduated become a finished products of it. They are ready to work. While we are not encouraging them to go for enlightenment, to think and to learn. And we also have a mentality when we want students to learn as I once did before. So while the time has changed, and then our new generation might have a different understanding of things. What is education without enlightenment? Frank Lloyd was bluntly saying that. What is education without enlightenment? It's a mere conditioning. So when we teaching our students in the universities, it should be a ways to enlighten them, not just teaching a skill set to them. Yeah? Nothing is more dreadful, more dangerous, nothing is more fear in this world than plain or fantasy ignorance. I think that's a real statement of what education should be. Yeah. So when we talk about education, based on Frank Lloyd, you need to talk about the philosophy of being humans, your perspective of humanistic values. This is the ideas of the real education that we have to discuss further. Yeah? To enlightenment must be at least this philosophy. I think this is the best and the important elements when we talk about education. Where we are losing on that. We're losing our philosophical studies, understanding on our education. It's more like the teachings and also the skill sets teachings. There's never been a creative artist or poet or maybe an architect who was deeply religious. I think this is the statement by Frank Lloyd in his writings there. The real value universe, when he discussed about what's important about understanding universe. Yeah? Because when we talk about universe, we always see that as a plan, as a sustainable things, as animals. But actually, universe is the body of God that you will ever see. And when we talk about education, we should see to teach our students to understand universe or natures in a more comprehensive manner. So in his writings, he was talking about how we can actually understand ourselves as spiritual as well as biological identities. We have to unite the art, religion, and science. I think this is the key elements when we talk about education. Yeah? When we not only an architecture education but also on general education. And so this is what I'm telling you before. When we talk about nature, you talk about capital N. Nature is all the body of God that we ever going to see. By practically the body of God, by studying nature, we learn who we are, what we are, and how we are to be. That was the idea of it. If I were the conservative, this is the statement by Frank Lloyd, where we can unite the art, religion, and science. This is the key element. While currently all these components in the arts, in religion or science, it stay on their silos. They don't talk each other. That's why in Scopus you have art and humanities, you have engineering, you have science, you have religious studies, but you don't talk each other as what we call a civilization. Yeah? So when we talk about the implication to the pedagogy and curriculum design, we must identify as communities. In architecture, we have a measured drawing experience where the students are forced to learn with the communities. They have to do measure, all building, they have to do measurement. So they have to live in the community with people. Okay. It's about, I think, 2 slides more.
Your time is up, so we give you an additional time for 2 minutes. Is that okay for closing?
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
I think like 2 or 3 slides more. Okay, we have issues about the horror of architecture students, reading. We have to force our students to do more readings, not just readings on the field itself, but also reading on the more generals and others field also. Crusaders mentalities, you're doing everything in the last minute. When everything is there, tomorrow you submit it, only you do it on the night before. So, in conclusions, when we talk about architecture education, we need to emphasize on the humanistic elements. When we talk about how the interaction between the architects and also with the communities. Architects must be seen as serious visionaries that will orchestrate the totality of life from cradle to the grave. I think that's those the ideas. So, end up my presentations. If prophet and philosopher are needed to weave the weave of life, who is bring to transformation of the meaning of life into build visible form, if not the architects. I think that's all for me. Thank you for the time. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Bang Kula, for amazing presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, our question and answer will be opened after the third speaker in this session. Please be patient and prepare your best question in concise and clear manner. Before we get started, let me provide you with some practical instruction. Please ensure that your devices are on silent mode to minimize distraction. Okay, now we invite the second speaker, Dr. Evi Supadi, MPD from Badan Riset and Inovasi Nasional. Please start your presentation, Dr. Evi. Please, Dr. Evi, start your presentation. The place and time is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Yang saya hormati Prof. Ahmad Yusuf Sobri, Dekan Fakultas Ilmu Pendidikan, kalau dulunya IKIP Malang, kita temukan universitas. Karena saya juga yang saya hormati Prof. Nur Saidah dari ini Tomo, yang saya hormati Prof. Jamal Zulaidi, University Technology of Marai, Malaysia. Kemudian yang saya hormati Profesor Dr. Tan Sulhisa Sirat Jepang. Kemudian Prof. Nakula, bisa pernah ketemu beliau 2 bulan yang lalu di kampus Malaysia. Kemudian yang saya hormati, yang mengundang saya, Pak Prof. Terima kasih atas undangannya. Mungkin pertama syukur alhamdulillah kita panjatkan kehadirat Tuhan yang Maha Kuasa. Kita dapat ketemu. Saya awalnya belum berpikir seperti ini gitu ya. Awalnya kita ketemu dengan para dosen-dosen gitu ya. Begitu. Saya perkenalkan, saya Evi gitu ya. sekarang ini, Badan Riset dan Inovasi Nasional. Saya diminta oleh kemarin diundang oleh Dr. Otto ya, mewakili Prof ya, menyampaikan beberapa hal terkait dengan apa itu BRIN ya mungkin ya, karena BRIN ini termasuk bahagian dari sebuah lembaga baru di Indonesia, kurang lebih 2 tahun ya, 2 tahun baru yang sedang dikembangkan gitu ya, terkait dengan riset dan inovasi gitu. Sebenarnya pada prinsipnya kita harus memahami dulu ya BRIN itu apa gitu ya. BRIN itu adalah Badan Riset dan Inovasi Nasional, gabungan dari seluruh litbang yang ada di semua kementerian, Kementerian Pendidikan, Kementerian Pertanian, Kementerian Agama, pokoknya semua dijadikan satu. Kemudian Tinggi, Lembaga Pengetahuan Indonesia, BPPT 8, intinya apa yang terkait dengan riset menjadi satu rumah yang namanya rumah riset ya. Jadi lembaga riset yang semuanya itu timnya itu kurang lebih kalau tidak salah saya sekitar 16.000 periset. Jadi ada 12.000 peneliti periset, kemudian ada 4.000 tim pendukung. Jadi tim pendukung ini staff yang nanti akan membantu proses riset gitu ya. Saya juga terima kasih buat profesor yang dari Malaysia yang berkenan hadir, yang ikut di hari ini, yang jauh-jauh. Insya Allah mungkin BRIN bersama dengan beberapa perguruan tinggi di Malaysia dan Indonesia akan mengadakan kompetisi riset internasional di tanggal 22 sampai dengan tanggal 27 di Malaysia, Thailand dan Singapura, yang insya Allah akan kita laksanakan, yang diikuti oleh para siswa SD, SMP, SMA dan perguruan tinggi yang akan kita laksanakan. Terus mungkin bisa lanjut. Saya bagusnya berdiri ya. Saya agak kurang nyaman kalau di BRIN itu dengan saya. Jadi kebetulan awalnya pusat riset pendidikan saya diberi amanah menangani terkait dengan kerjasama antar lembaga, kemudian perencanaan program riset khusus di bidang pendidikan, karena di BRIN itu cukup banyak. Pusat risetnya saja sekitar 80-an, ya, 80 pusat riset, salah satunya pusat riset pendidikan. Juga di pusat riset pendidikan secara keseluruhan itu yang penting atau yang harus dilakukan buat teman-teman yang yang dari Malaysia, saya yakin bisa memahami juga. Yang pertama adalah open science, kemudian open inovasi, kemudian ekosistem riset, kemudian selanjutnya jadi BRIN itu levelnya sebuah badan yang resmi ya, sesuai dengan undang-undang oleh parlemen, lembaga. Levelnya ini sama dengan, jadi kepala BRIN itu levelnya sama dengan menteri. Jadi kalau menteri pendidikan, BRIN-nya juga ada kepala badannya, kepala badan riset dan inovasi nasional, Di situ ada 7 deputi, kemudian 12 OR. Jadi OR kalau deputi itu lebih pada internal ya, administrasi ya. Kemudian OR, organisasi riset, lebih pada action, proses riset. OR saya bahagian daripada salah satu OR yang ada di print itu, namanya OR ilmu pengetahuan sosial dan humaniora. Di situ ada salah satunya adalah pendidikan. Jadi di pendidikan itu nantinya ada, kalau sekarang ini di pusat riset kami harusnya yang pas ini kampus yang datang di sini. Itu ada kurang lebih sekitar 80 sampai 90 riset yang ada di pusat riset yang khusus menangani riset pendidikan. Teman-teman yang ada di pusat riset pendidikan itu antara lain dari teman-teman Kemendikbud, karena di Kemendikbud itu sudah nggak ada lagi badan riset, sudah tidak ada, sudah tidak boleh lagi ada badan-badan riset namanya. Jadi semua sudah menjadi satu bahagian. Jadi kita sudah dikumpulkan menjadi satu. Tadi saya sebutkan ada sekitar 12-an ribu ya, 12-an ribu periset yang ada di seluruh Indonesia, termasuk juga yang ada di Malang, karena kita tersebar di seluruh Indonesia, dan juga ada yang di luar ya, di luar negeri. Terus lanjut. Itu terkait dengan seperti yang saya sebutkan tadi, bahwasanya saya bahagian daripada salah satu lembaga yang ada di BRIN, itu OR ilmu pengetahuan sosial dan humaniora. Di situ ada beberapa pusat-pusat riset, ada pusat riset kependudukan, ya, kemudian pusat riset sosial, ya, kemudian pusat riset agama, pusat riset hukum, pusat riset ekonomi, pusat riset pendidikan. Bahagian daripada OR, organisasi riset ilmu pengetahuan sosial dan humaniora. Lanjut. Silakan dilanjutkan. Kemudian secara umum di BRIN itu proses riset saya sendiri saja itu tidak boleh riset sendiri bersama orang BRIN. Jadi harus berkolaborasi. Jadi saya kira pertemuan pada hari ini itu peluang yang besar kita untuk berkolaborasi, kerjasama riset, bukan hanya riset di dalam negeri, juga riset di luar negeri. Karena sekarang ini kita sedang menggarap riset wisata, wisata religi di Iran, Irak, bersama dengan teman-teman dari luar juga. Jadi peluang yang cukup besar untuk kita berkolaborasi bersama dalam riset antara multi perguruan tinggi, multi kampus, banyak kampus. Karena saya juga nggak bisa mengajukan proposal. Jadi proposal saya itu tidak bisa diajukan kalau tidak ada kolaborasi dengan teman-teman di kampus. Kemarin saya melakukan riset, salah satu contoh riset wisata yang kita lakukan di Labuan Batu. Itu saya melibatkan teman-teman dari Universitas Mandalika di Nusa Tenggara Barat, dan Universitas UIN Bandung, ya. Beberapa orang teman-teman, dan UHAMKA, Universitas UHAMKA Jakarta. Mudah-mudahan besok ini dengan UIN Malang dan kampus-kampus lainnya. Amin. Terus lanjut. Yang berikutnya ini adalah bahagian daripada rumah program yang kita siapkan. Jadi di OR Ilmu Pengetahuan Sosial dan Humaniora itu sudah dibagi. Jadi teman-teman, para dosen, para rekan-rekan nantinya bisa memilih mau risetnya apa gitu. Terkait dengan pendidikan itu kita ada di bawah pusat-pusat riset pendidikan itu ada 5 bahagian daripada kelompok-kelompok riset. Jadi ada kelompok riset karakter yang khusus mendalami karakter, pendidikan karakter anak. Nah, itu nanti bisa bergabung dengan teman-teman yang kurang lebih, kalau nggak salah saya ada 19 orang para periset yang mendalami itu. Nantinya bisa bergabung dengan teman-teman. Kemudian ada kelompok riset manajemen. Jadi terkait dengan manajemen nanti bisa bergabung. Kemudian lanjut ini. Kemudian ada kelompok riset vokasi, termasuk di dalamnya anak-anak yang berkebutuhan khusus. Kemudian ada kelompok riset evaluasi dan kurikulum. Nah, saya salah satu bahagian daripada riset itu. Kemudian ada kelompok riset pendidikan abad ke-21 gitu ya. Itu bahagian daripada riset-riset. Jadi berbicara terkait dengan riset yang kita lakukan, kita juga tidak bisa memilih. Maksudnya tidak bisa menentukan sendiri tema-tema apa yang akan kita lakukan di dalam riset ini. Jadi sudah disiapkan temanya oleh BRIN. Kalau untuk pendidikan nanti kajiannya ini yang kita lakukan. Termasuk juga dengan pendidikan anak usia dini juga ada. Karena beberapa tahun yang kemarin beberapa kolaborasi juga kita lakukan. Kolaborasi dengan Kemendikbud ya, riset, kemudian kolaborasi dengan eksternal di luar, misalnya dengan Tanoto Foundation dan seterusnya. Lanjut lagi.
I do apologize, Doctor. Your time is up, so we will give you additional time for 2 minutes for closing. Is that okay?
Oke. Mungkin cepat aja. Sorry. Ini kelompok-kelompok riset. Terus lanjut sedikit gitu. Ini pusat riset pendidikan gitu ya. Terus ini bahagian ya pendidikan karakter tadi yang saya sebutkan ada 5. Nanti bisa memilih itu. Terus lanjut. Ini tim kita, jadi masing-masing kader-kader itu. Ini tim kita ini bahagian daripada teman-teman dari semua lembaga. Jadi lembaga yang paling banyak Kemendikbud ya, Kemendikbud para teman-teman dari Balitbang ya, di sini. Terus lanjut, ini inovasi ya. Nah, terus silakan agak cepat gitu ya. Kelompok riset pembelajaran, kemudian penelitian, terus lanjut lagi. Silakan diterusin terus. Kita juga berkolaborasi kemarin saya dengan Pak Otto ikut konferensi di Korea juga melakukan proses kolaborasi juga kerjasama. Kemudian lanjut kelompok riset pembelajaran ya agak cepat. Manajemen, terus topiknya, jadi tema-tema itu sudah ada. Terus lanjut. Ini seperti sebentar yang tadi, seperti pada saat sekarang ini kita melakukan kerjasama dengan artificial intelligence ya di Universitas Indonesia gitu ya, kita mengembangkan robotik gitu ya, dan kemarin tahun kemarin juga kita lakukan dan insya Allah tahun ini juga kita lakukan. Terus kita bersama Kemendikbud Ristek saya kira itu yang karena waktunya ya mungkin ya, yang sedikit agak terbatas. Terima kasih. Mudah-mudahan paling tidak apa penjelasan kami ini mewakili teman-teman di BRIN, membuka wawasan kita untuk berkolaborasi bersama. Terima kasih. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
So thank you, Dr. Effie, for amazing presentation. Now we invite the third speaker, Associate Prof. Dr. Katsuhisa Sirai from Aichito University of Japan. Please, Prof. You also have 15 minutes, and we will remind you for your time limit. And please, Professor, start your presentation. I do apologize for this time consuming. The operator will be connected to Prof. Katsuhisa.
Nation, please. My presentation slide, please. Okay.
To the operator, please start the presentation slide.
Slide. I send Nation my presentation. あ、ごめんなさい。ソリー。免許医。と、よいしょ。Please, just wait. Just.
I'm sorry. There is a problem to the Zoom or something. So we open the Q&A session for attendees. We're gonna open question and answer session for 2 people. Please raise your hands and show your name. Then where you come from before asking. So we open to the asking to and
dari sini kemudian yang saya tanyakan adalah sebatas mana peneliti bagaimana bisa mengawal dari fakta justru tidak bagus pada lingkungan dan habitat dari pandangan di sana. Nah, apakah BRIN ini hanya sekedar manajemen, apakah bisa itu kemudian memberikan masukan kepada pengambil kebijakan? Kemudian yang lain pertanyaan saya adalah apakah BRIN juga sama dengan bisa efektif menyediakan dana untuk juga penelitian berkembang? Jadi apa namanya? Misalnya kalau kita mengakses dana dari
Terima kasih pertanyaannya Bu Maya. Ada 3 ya, tapi pertanyaannya pertama terkait dengan riset kita memang sekarang ini sedang kita persiapkan karena anggarannya cukup besar, jadi melibatkan banyak orang, teman-teman Tinggi juga terlibat di riset religi yang kita sebutkan ya, wisata religi, karena kita ingin membuat sebuah kebijakan untuk negara. Jadi itu kita lakukan dengan target bukan hanya di luar negeri yang tadi saya sebutkan di Iran, Irak, kemudian Turki dan Mesir, ya. Nah, tetapi juga kita lakukan di Indonesia. Di Indonesia nanti kita ambil di Jogja, di Sumatera Barat, Bengkulu, ya, kemudian di Aceh. Itu terkait dengan itu sedang berjalan, sedang proses finalisasi proposal. Dan kemudian yang sudah berjalan itu seperti yang saya sebutkan di Labuan Bajo sudah kita lakukan karena 3 tahun berturut-turut, baru dilakukan tahun pertama. Memang betul apa yang Ibu sampaikan. Kalau saya melihat Labuan Bajo itu 5 tahun ke depan mungkin bisa di atas Bali. Kalau menurut saya, kalau kita lihat perkembangan, saya juga tidak menyangka kemarin itu kurang lebih hampir 1 bulan. Saya di situ saya berkolaborasi dengan teman-teman di orang adat, ya, masyarakat adat di sana. Semua aspek yang ada yang ini disebutkan tadi memang betul ya. Kalau kita tidak berhati-hati, orang asli, maksudnya asli di sana itu bisa tergeser. Investor Labuan Bajo juga investornya investor orang Malang, orang Jakarta yang datang ke sana. Itu yang perlu saya kira menjadi sebuah kajian buat kita. Jadi secara ekonomi bisa meningkat, tetapi akses untuk masyarakat di sana itu pun juga harus merasakan bagaimana perkembangan itu. Itu yang sedang kita lakukan kajian. Karena masih batasnya multi-years ya. Jadi tidak bisa kita ambil kesimpulan hanya untuk tahun ini, karena akan berkelanjutan tahun 2024 dan 2025 nanti baru kita ambil keputusan seperti apa. Intinya pada prinsipnya bagaimana Labuan Bajo itu memang betul-betul diolah dengan baik, tetapi ekonomi itu bukan hanya dirasakan oleh masyarakat. Ya mohon maaf, pada prinsipnya yang sedikit tanda petik ya sejahtera ya yang di pinggir pantai, yang di pantai itu kan orang-orang pendatang, orang Jawa, orang Klaten, orang Makassar dan seterusnya. Tapi kan masyarakat itu kan ada di luar, jauh dari lokasi objek-objek wisata itu yang perlu kita pikirkan, sehingga buah dari ekonomi ini harus dirasakan oleh masyarakat setempat. Itu yang sedang kita lakukan. Jadi belum selesai proses risetnya, dan itu juga kita libatkan masyarakat kampus. Karena saya juga nggak bisa melakukan itu sendiri, dan itu nggak disetujui kalau misalnya saya melakukan dan bawa teman-teman BRIN juga nggak bisa. Jadi harus dan wajib melibatkan teman-teman kampus. Itu yang pertanyaan yang ketiga yaitu terkait dengan hibah. Saya kira BRIN itu cukup banyak, bukan cukup banyak, sangat banyak. Tinggal lagi ibu harus ada aksesnya, gitu ya. Akses biasanya teman nanti kita bikin proposal bersama, gitu. Sambil saya kira Universitas Negeri Malang ini sudah ada ya, MUI dan kampus-kampus yang lain, dan tidak harus ya. Tapi salah satu bahagian daripada kegiatan, setahu saya memang ya kita bersama-sama, secara bersama-sama kita mengajukan riset, kemudian kita juga bikin MOU. Banyak sekali sih, salah satunya postdoc yang ada ya. Di PR pendidikan itu kurang lebih itu ada 6 orang. Postdoc, teman-teman dari kampus, makan di kita. Kalau postdoc itu kan 12 bulan. Ya lumayan, mereka sebagai dosen di perguruan tinggi dan juga makan di tempat kita dapat honor lagi gitu ya. Kurang lebih ya bisa 15 sampai 17 juta ya sebulan. Kemudian ada visiting gitu ya, visiting riset para profesor yang magang, para mahasiswa juga banyak gitu. Dan terkait dengan bantuan riset, saya kira baik itu S1 dan S2 dan S3 juga ada. Tinggal lagi nanti mungkin ibu buka direktorat talenta gitu ya. Nanti kan akan terbuka semua gitu kan, apa yang bisa dilakukan. Nah, terkait dengan kerjasama riset bisa kita lakukan bukan hanya dengan pusat riset pendidikan, tetapi juga dengan pusat riset yang lain. Saya kira ibu gitu ya. Terima kasih. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Dr. Evi, for answering the question from Madam Maya. I do apologize, Madam Maya, because the time limit, we can pause the question from Madam. Answer currently in the other channels. So, Prof. Katsu, are you ready to present their presentation?
Okay. My time. Okay. Sorry. Thank you for inviting me. I'm Katsuhisa Shirai, Aichi Toho University, Japan. Terima kasih telah mengundang saya. Senang bertemu. My presentation theme is possibilities of Japanese lesson study and comprehensive learning time for the 6.0 era. Self-introduction. Katsuhisa Shirai, Associate Professor, Department of Child Development, Faculty of Education, Aichi Toho University. Assumed this current position after working for 14 years at public elementary and junior high school in Aichi Prefecture, Japan. At the Prefecture Valley Cultural Fair Party Center, I involved in excavation, survey, and public awareness activities for Valley Cultural Property, specializes in social studies, education, life environment studies, comprehensive learning time, PhD, school education. 1. What is the 6.0 era? In Japan, the government is creating fifth new society following those that humans have lived in up until now, such as the hunting society, Society 1.0, the Agricultural Society, Society 2.0, the Industrial Society, Society 3.0, and the Information Society, Society 4.0. Society 5.0 has been proposed as a concept for a future society that is realized by fully maximizing the use of digital transformation and innovation. The 5.0 era refers to the era of systems that highly integrate cyberspace, virtual space, and physical space, real space. So what kind of era is the 6.0 era? I would like to define this as an era of sustainable social responsibility. This is an era that will enable the realization of society in which each person can achieve their desired quality of life, including work-life balance. In other words, it refers to an era in which economic development and the resolution of social issues are compatible. I believe it is important to extend to the concept of social responsibility to society as a whole and to achieve both economic development and the resolution of social issues. Turning our attention to Japanese school education, I believe that even in a 6.0 era, lesson study and comprehensive learning time, which are attracting worldwide attention, have universal value. Historically, lesson study and comprehensive learning time have played a major role in Japanese school education. This is because both construct initiatives that began in Japan and has the longest history in the world. In recent years, participatory training, workshop type training, and other types of lesson study approaches that not only encourage teachers achieve participation but also incorporate collaborative activities have been implemented. Next slide. So what are the characteristics of lesson study which has been developed in Japanese school education, and what possibilities does it have for the future 6.0 era? Here I would like to take a look at Shinshiro Elementary School in Shinshiro City, Aichi Prefecture, as a representative of lesson study system in Japan. 2.2 Building collegiality among teachers through lesson study. In this session, I will use SES's lesson study system as an example to clarify the actual state of lesson study in social studies classes and discuss its characteristics. Atsumi Toshio is an educational practitioner representing the school social study beginners Aspiration Association, a private educational research organization in Japan, had developed a unique lesson study system at SES. Next slide. Additionally, SES lesson study system was structured as depicted in Figure 1. The main feature of the in-school lessons group is that the lesson could be conducted multiple times through various means, such as by nominating a lesson plan instructor, advanced study by the subcommittee, research lesson, first study session, and second study session. Next, as shown in figure 2, Plan A is the unit concept that has been traditionally considered, and Plan B is the one that describes how the sample children will lead to several topics within the unit. Then, by combining Plans A and B, we created Plan C, which is written centering around the exact child and based on their individual situation and wishes. 3. The role of comprehensive learning time in Japanese school education. 3.1. Development of comprehensive learning time in Japanese school education. Comprehensive learning time was introduced in the General Rules of Course of Study in 1998 and planned as an independent area in 2008. Over the past 25 years, all schools in Japan have spent time engaging in experiential and active work on various local and global issues, theory, fostering in power of equality and nurturing children's thinking, judgment, and expressiveness. Next. So what kind of integrating is comprehensive learning time, which has played such an important role in Japanese school education, and what potential does it have for the future 6.0 era? Here, I would like to take a look at Ogawa Elementary School in Higashiura Town, Aichi Prefecture, as a representative example of the comprehensive learning time system in Japan. 3.2. Balancing individual optimism learning and collaborative learning in comprehensive learning time. In 1997, OES regarded comprehensive learning time as a time to think about one's one-way life. It made it ikiru and development its own curriculum. In the study of ikiru, the aim was for students in grades 1 to 6 to examinatory purpose on their per year in the three areas of human beings, environment, and the world. Next. Table 1. Direction of activities for each grade in ikiru. As shown in Table 1, at OES at the time, unit on ikiru was beginning development at the global level. The teachers in charge of each grade refer to the actual condition of the children and activities of the previous year and reflect the wishes of the children based on lab activity plan decided upon after discussion with the children during the guidance session at the beginning of the year. While doing so, the unit of ikiru was developed. Figure 3. Development of the unit of ikiru. As shown in Figure 3, in the development of the unit of ikiru, various forms of learning such as group and individual learning were utilized. It could be said that teachers desire to place children in the leading role for learning. In fact, in the 1999 sixth grade unit, Let's Become International People, the learning activity and learning methods shown in Table 2 were developed. From the development of the unit in the Table 2, there are steps for individually optimized learning to explore who a global person is, as well as steps for collaborative learning, such as discussing and reporting on the subject matter. It is shown that the practical learning approach could also be used in EQ.
I'm so sorry, Prof.
Thank you. Document 2, please.
Prof, I'm sorry, you have 2 minutes left.
2 minutes, okay. Document 2 present a part of the paper written by child during the self-education stage of unit. Xiao in the 1996 grade unit became an international person. He focused on individual optimal learning to explore what kind of person an international person is and discuss what an international person is. This shows that collaborative learning, such as reporting to others, incompatible. 4. Possibilities of Japanese lesson study and comprehensive learning time in the 6.0 era. Considering the role played by lesson study and comprehensive learning time in Japanese school education, I believe that the possibility for lesson study and comprehensive learning time in the 6.0 era lie in the following 3 points. The first is possibility of building collegiality in which teachers in the school education system of country learning from each other. The second is possibility of achieve both optimal individual learning and collaborative learning in school education in each country. The third is possibility of expanding the concept of sustainable social responsibility to the society as a whole through school education in each country and achieving both economic development and the resolution of social issues. Therefore, I believe that teachers and learners involved in school education in each country need to learn from the traditional Japanese lesson study and comprehensive learning time concept towards the realization of the 6.0 era. Reference. Thank you for attention. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof. Katsuhira. So in the end of this keynote speaker session, I would like to say thank you again to Prof. Nangkula, Dr. MB, and Prof. Katsuhira for amazing presentation. I would like to apologize on behalf of the committee and shortly myself as moderator. I'm Diva Widow. See you in the next change. Back to our MC Tia.
Thank you, Madam Widow. And thank you all for the keynote speakers. I trust that the discussion has filled your mind and provide valuable insight. After this session, I invite you to... I'm sorry. I apologize. After this session, I invite you to have a rest and refresh. And we will continue our next session at 1 p.m. At 1 p.m., I kindly request you to proceed to your individual class session. The schedule and location for each class will be provided by them. And thank you for your active participation. Look forward for another engagement in the afternoon session. Thank you.